I almost did my work intro. Like if I answered a phone call, I was this close. Blooper reel. Welcome
Thank you
to
for
Game
calling.
Chat. Yeah, I was literally about to say, "Thank you for calling." I was so close to saying it, dude. I had to stop myself. Welcome to Game Chat. That was a blooper reel. There was a blooper reel that just happened. Welcome to Game Chat. We are in October, Brunner. October of 2023. Man, this year went by fast. I feel like this year went by like this, dude. Like 1 minute we lost the Super Bowl, next minute we're in October.
And it doesn't help that it's still hot too.
Yeah.
So it feels like we're in summer.
No, yeah, and like I know some people, because I talk to some people around the country, and it's cold. So hey, it's getting cold. You know what that means? We got to hear the top 10 horror movies of our list. But before we get to that, barely got a PS5 is the reason why I'm wearing the Spider-Man shirt. PS5 in the background. Let us know what game I should try. Me and Bro were just talking about it right now. I just got Spider-Man, and I barely started playing it. It's good. It's good. I can see the hype now. I still need to try God of War. I was just telling Brunner I'm probably gonna use it for single player. Like my coworker the other day, if he's listening to this, I'm sorry. As soon as I told him I got a PS5, he's like, "We gotta play MK." I was like, "I have MK and Xbox." He's like, "No, you gotta get a PS5." And I'm like, "No. I'm not gonna fucking buy the same game I have over there, dude. It's stupid." I'm like, and I agree with Brunner. I think I'm only gonna use it for single player. So Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us. That's one of the games we recommended was a Ghost. I know that's one of Elite's favorites. You know where he's at, but let's get into it. We gotta get into it. There's got to be some good horror games on PS5 too. We will get into that later. But meanwhile, we have a top 10 list. This is very important. This is gonna get heated, in my opinion. I feel like I have a movie not in my list that British gonna be like, "Wow, I'm surprised you didn't have it on my list." But we'll get to that when we get to that. I'm very excited for this episode personally because I hate horror movies. I hate them, dude. I hate them. I think they're so scary. Brunner's been to the movies with me. In a horror movie, I jump at everything. This kid's immune to everything, by the way. Here we go. I want to hear Brunner's scary list, especially because this kid doesn't flinch on anything. So I'm curious to see his top 5. And if you hear Brunner's top 5, listen to them. Because this guy doesn't get scared or anything. Brunner top 10 horror movies. Here we go.
All right. So I want to give honorable mention to The Witch.
Good one.
By Robert Eggers. Friday 13th and Halloween as well for the slashers.
Yep, Texas Chainsaw is in there too for me.
Yeah. But my number 10, I'm gonna go with Saw 2004.
Ooh.
I feel, yeah, directed by James Wan. I feel like very interesting, take in the horror genre, and it started getting into the like gruesome part. I feel like the tide that started is now, changed with Saw. Very good idea. It was filled with twists. And like you're like, oh, is he doing this? What's going on with him? And they're trying to solve the puzzle. And I liked Jigsaw's overall message of how like life is important. So like don't screw with it. Like I'm going to show you how important life is. Like with I know this was in I think Saw 2 or Saw 3, but his apprentice Amanda.
Yep.
Who she was like, she used to go to like clinics, for addicts. And then she tried to kill herself, but then, she didn't go through with it. And then Jigsaw took her, and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to show you how important, life is. You got to escape the trap." And then she escapes. But that's his overall message. But Saw, loved it. Dude saws off his leg. And then made 11 other movies. Only like 3 of them were good of the 11. But
hey, what do you think of Spiral?
Or Spiral? It was okay.
It was okay, right? It was good. It wasn't bad.
I think this newest one was way better.
Yep.
Saw X.
That's good. I still haven't seen it. I really want to though. I am a good fan of I want to say huge. That's why I said good. Pretty good fan of the Saw genre. That was one of the first movies I saw as a kid that traumatized me, and it actually leads up to one of my other movies that I just saw recently. Great film, and it's in my list. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. But it's inspired by Saw. Great fucking film. Hey, John Kramer, man. You know that flashback? I think it's in Saw 2 or 3 where they fucking do a flashback and it's fucking Kramer with a backwards hat.
Yeah.
That shit always sends me, bro. That shit always fucking sends me. Great number 10, though. You can never go wrong with that, especially with Saw X coming out this year. Good one, man. My number 10 is in 2010. Give me The Crazies.
I've never heard of this.
You've never heard of The Crazies? Bro. Pull it up. You gotta pull it up, man. So if anyone who hasn't seen The Crazies, is a fucking good film, okay? It's not zombies. It's not like... If you played Resident Evil 4, that village, like with people that are not really zombies, they know what they're doing. Basically, something goes into the water supply of a small town, and it makes everyone homicidal and insane. In 2010, it was fucking awesome. It has one of the coolest opening scenes in my opinion. If you just go in and type in Crazy's opening scene, just watch that, and then you'll know that you're gonna want to watch the movie. It's so fucking awesome. It's so suspenseful, and it's crazy how like no one believes in it to where it's like there's barely any people left. The cast is kind of like, it has Timothy Open. I don't remember his name. I don't know if you, yeah, him. And you know what? He does fucking awesome. Is it? I think he's also, Larry. Yeah, a lot of like names you haven't heard of in a minute. Crazy's good movie. I don't remember the director's name, bro. I don't. I'll be honest with you. But you watch it. It's on HBO Max. You cannot go wrong with it. It has action. It's not really. I wouldn't say it would scare you, but there are some scenes that jump scared me, especially as a kid. Because I watched it like 2011, a year after it came out in the theater. But you can never go wrong with The Crazies. I can't believe you've never seen Crazies, bro. That actually blows my mind. I don't think you'd be scared of it, but I think you'd like it.
Correct.
Where's never seen Crazies?
Yeah. There's probably going to be a lot of on your list that I've never heard of.
There's probably going to be one.
But we're going to go with number 9 on my list. Number 9, pretty old movie. I think the oldest one on here. Probably older. The oldest movie on your list. If out of all, the oldest movie out of all of our lists. My number 9 is Psycho, 1960 by Alfred Hitchcock. Literally started it all, the slasher genre. I've been recently seeing this dude on Instagram, TikTok, where he's like, "Oh, I like the movie where this and that," and then like he's comparing two movies, and like where it's like, "Oh, well, the new movie's like really like this old one." I'm like, "Well, that's all movies like that." It's like you can have the same thing. It's like if I say, "Oh, I like the movie about the person who's like not mentally stable who goes around and starts killing people." Oh, do you think I was talking about Halloween? Do you think I was talking about Nightmare on Elm Street? Do you think I was talking about Friday the 13th? No, I was talking about Psycho 1960. It's like you can have the same concept, but it's it's what you do with it. But Psycho is the one who started it all. The movie's a little dated, like if you like older movies, you'll like this one. But I like Anthony Perkins did an amazing job.
Yeah. It's a good one. I have never seen that one, actually. Believe it or not. I've never seen it. Again, I'm not a fan of horror movies. So a lot of the ones that are like classic slashers, I probably never watched them as a kid because I was scared of them. You gotta give credit to, though, like Brunner said, when you think of slashers, everybody thinks Jason, everybody thinks Saw. Not even Saw at this point. Freddy, Michael. Hellraiser is not even in the list at this point. But yeah, that's a good one. Psycho is one that's pretty underrated in my opinion. You don't really hear much people talking about it. Good one. That is a good one. My number 9, and I just talked about it with Brunner's last pick. It inspired, like, the gruesome and gore probably wouldn't have happened unless Saw walked. So thank you, Saw. 2023 Independent Film Movie Award winning When Evil Lurks. Have you ever seen that, Brunner? This movie is so good, and this is one of the movies that I want Brunner to go see, and I guarantee you'll love it. Okay, this movie is so good. It is demonic. It is scary. It is gruesome. It is like storytelling, action from beginning to end. You cannot go wrong with this movie. I just saw this recently in the movie theater. I had probably one of the best audience reactions to this film. The guy in front of me, I swear, dude, almost threw up. He was like, "Oh God," and I heard him like, "Ugh." It's like so gory, dude. So gory. That's the warning I'm going to give you in this film. Basically, demons invade the earth, right? And if you kill the demon goes in you. And you can't use guns and you can't do anything. So it's basically defenseless. Like, there's only one way to kill it. And it's so complicated. And it is just so realistic. It's not one of those, there's a good guy, he wants to save everybody. No, it's realistic. It's the one guy going through it. And there's no happy ending. I'll tell you this. There's no happy ending to this film. From the beginning to the end, you're going to be like, what the fuck is this? Why did Anthony recommend it for me? Go watch it. It's so good. I had to put it on my list, dude. I had to put it on my list.
It's kind of like It Follows, but yeah,
that's my number.
Probably doing it better. An interesting take on that. But number 8, I feel like it should be higher, but maybe since it's a recency bias, I'm going to say Barbarian 2022. All right, funny little backstory about this movie.
I'm surprised.
I had my brother come visit recently, and then because I think he was in the middle of moving, and then he's like, "Oh, we're gonna drop the kids off, but we're gonna go see Barbarian in a couple months." He's like, "Have you heard of Barbarian?" And I was like, "No." And then he's like, "Oh, it's Zach Kreger. He's directing this movie. He wrote and directed it." And for those who don't know, Zach Kreger was in a comedy sketch group on IFC called Whitest Kids You Know. And me and my brother, we would like always watch it. They had like some of the funniest, like raunchiest, sketches. And it was just so funny. And I'm like, I had no idea, one of the members was directing a horror movie. And so I saw the trailer like one time. I think when I went to go see Bullet Train, like they showed the trailer one time, but I had no idea like about it. And I'm just gonna say that go into this movie blind. Like, don't watch the trailer. If you're very interested in it, go into it blind. And I just want to say, because I don't want to spoil it, this is the only one I won't spoil, but that the character that what's his name? The guy from Dodgeball, Justin Long. That was originally supposed to be Zac Efron. Yeah, they offered it to him, but Zac Efron said no because he was filming a movie about going to Vietnam and giving people beer. So, have you seen that trailer? I'm going to go to Vietnam and I'm going to give him a bear. So he decided to do that instead of Barbarian.
Barbarian is a great film, but by the way, he's right. I went into it blind, no trailers. It is so good. So good. I didn't put it on my list because I knew Brunner would. I'm just shocked he put it up this high. But he's right, and you need to go into it blind. He's a good actor, too. I thought he did good.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, I think, like, although they offered it first to Zac Efron, I think Justin Long, like, he knocked it out of the park. I think his performance is good. Everybody in that movie was good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Justin, what's it called? Justin Long, in case you don't know what Dodgeball is, Tusk, for your horror fans, Tusk, that disgusting movie. He's also in it. He's good in that one, too. He's even better in this one. Go watch this movie. It's so good. And Brunner's right. Everyone in this fucking movie is good. Is it Pennywise in this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great.
Pennywise is in the movie.
Yeah, he's great. You don't know what this movie's about until you fucking watch it. That's all I'm going to say. Great one. My number 8. And I don't think Brunner's ever seen this one. I'm pretty confident. It's going to be a 2006 film. and this is one of those films that paranoid me as a kid to stay home alone. When a Stranger Calls, 2006. When a Stranger Calls. Have you
I
seen that
think
one?
I've seen it like when fucking me and my brother, what we would always do, especially October, go to Hollywood Video, rent some movies,
Yeah.
and we would get like When a Stranger Calls, The Strangers, Hostel, all
Strangers,
those
yeah.
old 2006, 2000 movies. But yeah,
You know what's funny too that you say that? I was debating on putting The Strangers in there because that one's another movie that I was like, okay, well, it's the same thing. But When a Stranger Calls is the one with paranoid me because I saw that one first. If you don't know what it is, it's basically like someone breaking into houses, killing people, but they call them first, and it's basically Scream, but in real life. And woof, just how much it paranoid me as a kid is the reason why I have it up here. But other than that, it's I just rewatched it. It's not a bad film. It's kind of those cheesy 2006 films where you can watch it and you're like, oh, like I could easily escape this. But as a kid, fuck, man, this movie set me a lot.
mm-hmm.
That's all I really got to
It's
say about
definitely
that.
like one of those like, oh yeah, it's an interesting story,
Yeah.
but like if the script was better,
Oh
it
yeah.
would be a really good movie.
Cheesy, like you got that cheesy 2006 horror film, but with a good story plot, and it's my number 8.
Yeah.
Not
All
bad.
right,
Not a bad
number
film.
7, the second oldest movie on my list. I'm pretty sure you haven't seen it. A lot of people haven't seen it, but it's like a horror classic. It's 1968's Rosemary's Baby.
I think
Have
I've
you
seen
seen
that
it?
one.
Okay.
Is it black and white?
No.
Okay, then I haven't seen it.
All right. So it's about a couple who lives in Los Angeles, California, and they're trying, like the husband, he's like trying to be an actor, but like he's not booking anything. And then the wife, they're trying to get pregnant, but like, like nothing's happening. And then like all of a sudden, the friend, not the friend, the husband makes some new friends, and things start happening and weird things start happening. And it turns out, and then he starts becoming successful, and then the wife becomes pregnant. And it turns out that he made a deal with the devil, and the people, his new friends are like devil worshippers. So I'm just going to leave it at that.
Sounds interesting.
Very good movie. Very like, I don't know if the word's like taboo, but like late 60s, were, very Christian people, and then they make a movie about, devil worshipping, but super good movie. Very good. I love it.
That sounds interesting. Do you know where is it streaming anywhere, or you gotta catch a TV?
Oh, let me see if I can pull it up.
I would actually watch that. That plot sounds really good, especially for that
Yeah,
time.
it's one of those like I don't like watching classic movies in general, but that is the one I would rewatch. I can't find it streaming anywhere, but people can obtain it by other means.
Yeah, Tubi. That's a good one. I gotta check it out. Definitely gotta check it out. Anyone that Brunner recommends, check it out, by the way, because this guy's a fucking, like I mentioned at the beginning, horror expert. So my number 7, and I know Brunner probably saw this coming, or anyone that's listened to me talk about this movie before, Dark Skies, 2013. It's probably my only alien movie in here. Yeah, it is. Probably my only alien movie in here, unless you want to count. Actually, no, never mind. It's not. Just realized, it's not. So that way, no one comes in the comment section and say, and then I pull someone ex game chat member and say my number 1 is an alien movie. Anyway, Dark Skies is one of those alien movies that you could think it's actually happening to you because you see a lot of birds. And you're like, oh shit, Dark Skies is going to happen to me. It has a great cast. It has J.K. Simmons, I think. Yeah, it's just randomly comes out. He's like the expert. And at the end, when he hangs up the kid's picture, the ending makes you think, where's Dark Skies 2? I'm going to make a shirt that says, where's Dark Skies 2? Because of that ending. The aliens in that movie is actually really scary, and it explains like what real world people think of aliens, like the 3 different types and what we're dealing with. And then just prior to even seeing them, it feels like a paranormal movie just because of what's happening around the scenes. Even that edit that Brunner made, one of our early edits on Instagram, had a lot of people scared. The one with the alien, the mom turns around, the alien's there. Remember that edit? Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember one person commented like, "Dude, I'm sleeping. Don't post this," or something like that. That was funny.
Yeah. One of them said like, "That scared the fuck out of me."
Yeah, that's that one, dude. Just go check out the Instagram. You'll see one of those clips there. Dark Skies is one of those great films. Great films. 2013, and it came out in a pretty good year too, because there's a lot of good movies. In fact, one of my next movies came out a year before, and I'm surprised it didn't get outshined by that one. But good film, Dark Skies. Good alien movie.
Yeah, Dark Skies is very good. I thought about calling an audible and putting it there. Also, give a shout out to Signs, another good alien movie. There need to be more solid alien movies. I know Anthony was displeased with a certain alien movie that came out in
I agree.
2022.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it out right now. Nope wasn't good, and I'm not afraid to admit it. And I'm the only one that's not afraid to admit it, dude. It's not good, and people don't talk about it because it's not good. Nope wasn't good.
But I think Dark Skies did like how do we make a modern alien horror movie, and it did like, and it blended elements of Signs, and it blended elements of Paranormal Activity. With he sets up the cameras, he watches it back, and it's like bling bling, and then like the alarms go off.
Yeah,
very good, very good. We need like another Dark Skies with like a solid script.
All right, I need Dark Skies too, man. I need it.
Yeah. Speaking of Paranormal Activity, that brings me to my number 6 pick, which is Paranormal Activity 2.
Nice.
And although like number 1 was so good and everybody was freaking out, because it was like back in like the Blair Witch era, where like, this is real, like this is found footage, this is real. Like the studio's like, there are people dying and the studio's got a hold of it and they're showing it to people. This is real. Like, although Paranormal Activity 1 had that impact and it was a good story, I think the second one did it better, because my complaint of the first one, where it was like, you were just stuck in a corner of a bedroom.
Yeah.
Where this one, they upgraded, they got, more cameras so you could see what's going on, and you're like, is there something in the corner? Is there something over there? And I think like the second one was like better. And it involved a baby, very crazy ending. But like Paranormal Activity, I still remember like going theaters and seeing it, and I'm like, very few times I was scared coming home.
What are your thoughts on Paranormal Activity, The Last Key, or whatever the fuck, the most recent one?
We had this conversation. I saw it, the Paramount Plus streaming exclusive one. Has nothing to do with Paranormal Activity franchise at all. If you usually like Paranormal Activity franchises, they're connected, because it's like, if you've seen Hereditary and like I said, Rosemary's Baby, it's like a demon cult, and they like agree to like give up their spawn. Like the mothers agree, if they have a boy, then like that's gonna be one of it's a crazy thing, because in the I think the marked ones, they find out that they're building an army. These witches are trying to build an army of like people, of mothers who, if they have a boy, then that boy becomes like a soldier in Lucifer's army, which is insane. And then like it all ties, because the sisters from the first 2 movies, Katie and Christy, their grandma was the leader of the cult. And then as it goes on, like the marked ones, like it's all connected. But the newest one, the Paramount exclusive one, nothing like that at all. Because you think, because it's like, because it starts off with like this girl who was an orphan. She's like, oh, I lost my mom, have no idea. And she finds out that the mom was like a Mennonite Amish type deal.
Yeah.
But no, it's nothing like that at all. Because you think, oh, is she involved in the cult? No, she's not.
Nope. Yeah, that's terrible. It's even the name, Paranormal Activity. There's no ghosts in that last one. Yeah, no, I mean, the first 2, like Bruce said, let's go back to the original ones here. Really good. I remember seeing 3. That's when everybody started thinking, okay, this is getting a little bit out of it. And then 4 came out. And I think everybody liked 4 when it came out. I don't remember, but I think I was still in school. And I remember everybody liked it. Speaking of that, my number 6 leads back to that. 2012. Probably going to go down in like the future's cult classic horror movies, and it better. Because it scared the shit out of me as a kid. And I remember in school, it was like Monday, it was a build up. Are you going to go see this movie on Friday? Are you going to go see this movie on Friday? I've got Sinister 2012. Not Sinister 2, Sinister 1.
That's a good one. I forgot about that. I had to make mine under duress, but
yeah,
I think Sinister was on my old list.
We're going to have to call an audible for background reasons, for behind the scenes reasons. But
I had to do a Baker Mayfield Rams game type deal.
Yeah, he did. But this is coming out pretty good so far. But it's a great film, dude. It's so scary. So scary. And the hype up to that movie was so good. I remember people were like calling this number. They were like talking to the Sinister, and the teachers would get mad because they thought it was like real. And then just like everybody going to see it on Friday, and then they had the warning, and that was scary. And that Sinister face is going to go down as history as one of the iconic horror faces, with the Jason mask, with the Freddy, with everything, with the Freddy claws, the talk to me hand. Everybody has their thing, and that was the thing. That Sinister face looks scary, and just the pop-ups, and when it's like the happy family and they see the Sinister in the background, everything is good. I haven't seen the Sinister 2. Thank you. And that's all I'm like, you gotta do it. Like, you gotta watch Sinister at Halloween time. You're gonna I get jump scared about every horror movie, but this one I'm like, covering my eyes. Great film. And Brunner would have had it on his list too, so I do believe that.
So, quick rundown of what the film's about. It's about this writer who's like, he's sort of like becoming like a has-been.
Yeah.
Like, he wrote these 2 great books back in the day, like these horror books back in the day about like these real life cases. And then he's like, I need to get, back into the spotlight. So what he does is he moves into his house. He moves his family to a house because they're like not doing well financially. And then so he's like, I'll move into this house whose family was gruesomely murdered. And like, so that I can, write down, so I can like, investigate and write this book so that, we can become successful again. And he doesn't tell his family about it either. Like, they just know that they live in the town where it happened. But then he discovers these like, Super 8 films.
Yeah.
And they place them on the wall of like these gruesome murders. And I was like, oh, I remember like the funniest thing too is like you have Ethan Hawke had the same reaction as the audience. He was like, oh, like, holy shit.
Yeah, but dude. Fuck yeah.
My only complaint with that movie was that dumb scene. Like, I don't know why it's in the movie. Like, if they're trying to stretch it out for time, but like of him, like just walking down the hallway and like, the ghost children are looking at him. I'm like, why? I'm like, is that supposed to scare us? Like, it's just annoying.
It scared me. I don't know about you.
Really? And I thought that was so annoying because, like, I'm like, I want to see more people get murdered on like fucking film.
Oh my god!
I'm like, but like he'd be like walking,
dude. Oh my god! Child.
I thought that was annoying.
Oh my god! Yeah, no, dude. It is. I thought the writer concept. Of course, there's always gonna be a writer, and when he does find the cassette tapes, I thought you were gonna say I Am Number 4 when he said Super 8 real quick. I don't know why. Have you seen that movie? I Am Number 4.
Who are you? Number 6.
Who are you?
Number 6.
Just know there's supposed to be a whole fucking franchise, a whole cinematic universe.
Oh my god.
To that movie.
Exactly, dude. Oh, what the fuck were they thinking? Anyway, I saw that with my grandma too. Oh, yeah.
I got that like at the discount bin of Hollywood Video.
I Am Number 4. Oh, we gotta do a breakdown of that one. Oh, all right. So that's number 6, and we're gonna get to the top 5 here. Wow, these are the big boys here. These are movies I could go back and rewatch, or I have them in my movie collection.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm just gonna start it off right now. I'm gonna kick it off. I know Brunner usually goes, but I'm gonna go. Number 5 is gonna be 2 movies, and only because it's 2 movies, because I watch them back to back. I watch them as one, and that's Grave Encounters 1 and 2. If you've never seen Grave Encounters, 2011, 2012, by the way, on Netflix, it was like a cheesy Ghost Adventures knockoff, but it had some pretty good jump scares. It was like the Paranormal Activity, Ghost Adventures type beat, and they had like pretty cheesy jump scares, but they got me as a kid, and I just rewatched it as an adult, and still good. That's the only reason why I put it up as 5, because I could just rewatch those 2 movies and have a good time and always get scared. The iconic when they go into the room and they try to see a little girl and she turns around in the face. That became a GIF, dude. But if you don't know, if you've never seen Ghost Adventures, then you live under a rock. But if you do know what Ghost Adventures is, it's basically exactly the same fucking host. Like, I'm surprised they didn't get sued. Not good. Like, basically just making fun of them that it's fake, and they go into this building thinking it's not haunted. They're just faking it. But when they actually get locked in, it's a whole different mess. And number 2 is these college students who go to investigate the film. And I think everybody thought it was one of those films where everybody's like, is Grave Encounters real? Because they went behind the scenes and talked to the director, and it was like, is this actually real? Only reason why I put 2 up there and I watch them back to back is A, because they're short. B, there's an iconic scene in number 2 when they think they escape. And I don't know if you've ever seen the movie, which you've probably never seen this movie. But when
I've seen Grave Encounters 1, but not 2.
Not 2. So they escape the asylum, right? And they go back to the hotel. When they're going down the elevator and it opens, they're back in the asylum. That was like one of the, the most fucked up thing too. And it was weird. Everything looked weird because when you're in the hotel, like all the staff were just staring at them, and you know something's wrong. Like you could just tell in the audience like something's wrong. But then once that elevator door opens, and you see the asylum, like nothing but pure asylum, they never left. And then once they leave the doors and they closes, it was just an asylum door. They never left. That's when I was like, wow, Grave Encounters 2 is actually not bad. Grave Encounters 1, cheesy. 2, cheesy, but it doesn't make it as bad. Watch them as 1, and it's a good film. It actually makes sense. It finishes the story for 1, because 1, it kind of just leaves it at that. It tells you what happens to the main character in 1. That's why I watch them as 2. Grave Encounters 2011, 2012. You're only going to find this shit in Tubi. It's not one of those mainstream movies. Like, these are like the fucking discount blocks. Like, I'm surprised it's so far up here in my list. Probably the only one.
Yeah.
It doesn't even, compared to these top 5, this doesn't belong here. But I put it up here anyway. Personal reasons, of course.
All right. Continuing with the 2000s found footage niche, my number 5 is going to be Cloverfield 2008.
Oh.
And this is, technically a horror movie, even though it's like a monster movie. It is a horror movie.
Yeah.
Very good. Like, I love found footage movies, especially when it's good. And I love me and Anthony love 2000s in New York, early 2000s New York.
Yep.
So it's a group of friends at a party, and then like it's a going away party, and then there's like things like TV, like, oh, there's just this big oil spill, like this big huge explosion, and then it wakes up the kaiju, and it's attacking New York, and these group of friends have to escape to New York. Very good. And then there's like more monsters that they find on their way up.
He's right.
Super good film.
It's good, and it is a horror film because like I didn't mention that subway film, subway scene where they're in the dark and the little ones come out. That one scared me as a kid. They did it so right though. It was not forced because it was just like, oh, I think like they're kids, right? They're filming a party, and then even when the monster comes out, it's like they don't just show it right away. There's like show it, and they're like, oh my god, and they fucking just run off. Like,
sure,
you don't really see it till the very end. Great film. That's another one that I wish I put it on my list. But that's a good one. And the other 2 maybe not horror films, but this one is. This one definitely is.
I love learning about the backstory. Like, most of that movie, that was shot was actually, it was T.J. Miller, who Silicon Valley, but he's the guy who's holding the camera. He's your point of view. That was him for like 90% of the movie. He actually shot that himself, holding the camera. So it was very good. I think it was Ryan Johnson who directed it. Let me double check.
Even those movies, man. Like Brunner said, the kaiju's coming out, and the early 2000s. It was just iconic. It was so iconic.
Oh, it was Matt Reeves. I'm sorry,
Matt Reeves,
not Ryan Johnson.
Really? Batman.
Matt Reeves, who did the Batman.
Yeah. Good for him. There you go. And you know what? Yeah, I put this on my honorable mention. That's kind of like on the list of that. But have you seen The Day After Tomorrow?
Yeah.
It's another New York
Yeah.
apocalypse kind of movie, 2000s that I like. That's a good movie. But yeah, that's a great one. If you've never seen Cloverfield, but you've seen Cloverfield 2 and 3, watch Cloverfield 1. I've actually met those people too. That's the only reason why I'm saying it. Great film. I know, right? That's crazy. My number 4, and I know I'm going to get backlash on this one, but it's going to be Conjuring 2, not 1, 2. Yeah, I know. There it is. The 2016 Conjuring, and only because this was my first Conjuring I saw, and then I saw 1. I just think this one's better. Like, it was cheesy. The dancing man was kind of cheesy. Like, that had no reason of being there. But The Nun, it gave us The Nun. It had some pretty good scares in the end. You know what I mean? Like, when she's jumping up, and if you actually just read the case file, they made it like they over-exaggerated some of it. But they actually got it on spot on. Those case files, basically, they mimic it pretty good. A lot of people don't like it because it's in England and because of their accents. I don't find it an issue. I know Brunner doesn't. He just thinks 1 is better. Oh, by the way, can we agree to this? All you haters out there. 2 is better than 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's better than all the Annabelle movies, in my opinion. Well, maybe not Annabelle 1, but if we're gonna make a horror, I think this is gotta be next episode. We gotta make a top 10 terrible horror movies. And I already know what I'm putting at number 1. It's gonna be a spoiler. Annabelle Comes Home. That movie fucking sucks, bro. Anyway, Conjuring 2 is my favorite, only because of The Nun and the cheap jump scares that it gives us. And it was my first introduction to the Conjuring universe. Plus, me and my cousins always rewatch this movie every time they come over. So I guess I put it as a personal reason. But Conjuring 1 is good. I just prefer 2. And if you guys don't know the plot, basically, a British girl gets possessed and it becomes pretty famous. So they call Ed and Warren the famous paranormal people. They come over and they investigate and they do what the Conjuring people do. Brunner, thoughts?
Not as good. Not a fan. It's get out me chair, governor. I mean, that's it. That's the whole movie.
Yeah, get out my chair. No, there's the whole movie. He's not even lying, dude. That the ghost just wants his chair. That's the only reason I think why he wants it. Like, I don't even think he's evil. Like, the nun was evil. That was making him do it. And then he just wants to live in his chair. The mom died in that same chair in real life, though. I want that on record.
My number 4, and I just mentioned this movie earlier, but Hereditary. Very good. One of 2018 one of like the A24 Renaissance movies. You know what I mean? Like early A24. Like, this started the renaissance of like actually good horror movies. And I love this movie. It was very slow for me at the beginning, but like that scene where the girl dies, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, and like the mother was like, like devastated. Poor guy, like didn't mean to do it, you know what I mean? And she was like, I hate you, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, poor dude. And then I didn't realize like this is one of those movies you have to rewatch because like you realize like the mom was being manipulated by the cult to like summon the demon, because again, this is like what I mentioned. This is exactly like a Paranormal Activity, which I mean is based on like Eastern early religious types.
Yeah,
like King Payment is a real person, so like the idea of sacrificing, a male to be part of, Satan's army is like, a real thing. But very, very, very good movie. Toni Collette killed it. And the scene with like the dad fire scene, and like I love the way that was shot because he just that scene just like lights up the room when the mom's freaking out. But very, very, very good movie.
Yeah, really good. Really good. And I'm glad you actually did mention this. And by the way, all the actors in that movie fucking are amazing. And they just play their role right. And it's one of those movies where I think it's starting to change the genre. there is no happy ending sometimes. And I like those in horror movies. And you see a lot of happy endings in horror movies nowadays. I feel like Scream, this recent Scream movie, had a good ending. I don't remember that shit. But yeah, it's a great movie. The fucking director to that one is so good. She is amazing. It actually leads me to my number 4. Is there anything else you wanted to say about this one?
No.
Number 4 for me, Midsommar. Same director of Hereditary. Excuse me. I'm not even gonna pronounce it because I messed up that bad. Same director. I don't know if Brunner's ever seen it, but it has Florence Pugh, I think that's her name. I don't know her name. I can't pronounce her name. Has Black Widow's sister and Oppenheimer's mistress. Midsommar is a great movie. It's a cult movie. It's another cult movies. It's not really too scary, but like Brunner mentioned, it's like, where's the scary? And then that one scene, you're like, oh shit, that's Midsommar. And if you haven't seen Midsommar, it is about a group of friends who go to Midsommar because one of the friends is convincing them that it's a fun place to visit, but he's actually trying to join him in their cult. And the main protagonist, her sister killed herself before this movie, and her parents. So by like duct taping the car into a hose, and they put the fumes in the house, and she killed them all. So she's like going through therapy, and when they go to the place, it's not what they think. It's a cult, and people start killing themselves, and it gets fucked up, and people die, and yeah, I'm not gonna spoil it too much because it's one of those movies that you gotta go watch, and it's gonna take you a little bit, so make sure you have some time to watch it. But Midsommar is one of those movies where you got it. It's part of the A24 genre too. You just have to watch it, and I'm sure people who've seen the trailer that got spammed it. I know some people who've seen the trailer but not the movie. It's so trailer that's like, it's 9:00, but if the daytime is out, like the sun, they still see the sun, but it's 9 p.m. Yeah, that's Midsommar. You gotta watch it. I think you would like it.
Yeah, that's been maybe I'll watch it since at work. But number 3, another recent movie. Well, I mean, it's not recent now, but I still remember going to see it, and it's like more recent than Psycho. But my number 3 is Get Out 2017.
Nice.
Director Jordan Peele, the comedian who was on Mad TV, had his own sketch show, Keen Peele, his first directorial debut. He wrote this movie. It's very good. He starts off with, these, black people disappearing, and then they're getting kidnapped. This is another movie, like I said, Hereditary, that to rewatch again. Get Out, so good. It's about, this young couple. I think his name, it's played by Daniel Kaluuya. But him and his girlfriend, going to their parents this weekend, so he's like a little nervous. And then there's like a racial thing because it's white and black. And like also her parents come for money. And then he starts noticing that like, oh, the parents have like black helpers. And then like things are like starting to get strange because the helpers are starting to act weird. And it's so good. Like I just said, like one of those movies you have to rewatch. And like things I missed was like, in the beginning when they're on their way to the parents' house and they hit the deer, and then like the cop pulls them over, and the cop's like, hey, can I get, and he asks the boyfriend, he's like, can I get your ID? And she's like, oh, but he wasn't driving. Like, why do you need his ID? And, she's fighting him. And, first time watching it, you're thinking, oh, like, this is just a racist cop, right?
Yep.
But no, the reason why she's fighting the cop is because she doesn't want to leave a paper trail, because she's going to, kidnap and like, do the mind switch for him. You know what I mean? And like another thing too is when you notice like when the other family comes over, or were you saying something?
I never caught that.
Yeah, that's why. And when the rich friends and family come over, if you notice like the help, are greeting them and then they're hugging the help, that's because that's their grandparents and their uncles and the moms and dads who have been switched. So I'm like, I didn't catch that either. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, why would you hug and greet the help? You know what I mean? From these rich people. but it's their family.
Oh.
And then another thing too is like, was it the grandpa who, like, remember the guy who was running?
Yeah.
That's the grandpa, because he lost to Jesse Owens at the Olympics, so he wanted a young, fast body. So he's always keeps training so he could be Jesse Owens' time. And then there's actually, because you said you like bad endings in horror movies, there's actually a bad ending that got cut from the movie.
Really?
Spoiler alert. But remember at the end, where, he sees sirens, and he thinks it's the police, but it's his friend who works at the airport. But no, it was actually sirens, and then he gets locked up. He actually gets caught, and he gets locked up. And then and then his friend goes to visit him in prison, and they're talking on the phones with the glass. And he's like, "Hey man," he's like, "we got to get you out of here. We're like, I know you didn't do anything." He's like, "The house burned down, so like they can't find any evidence, but I'm gonna get you out of here." And then Daniel Kaluuya is like, "You know what, man? It's okay. They're all dead. I'm fine with that. As long as that they're all dead, I'm fine. I'm okay with that. I'm okay being in here."
Wow.
But that got cut. They actually filmed that, and it got cut.
I believe that. That actually sounds like a Key and Peele ending, like a rifle Key and Peele ending. Wow. I actually would have preferred that, to be honest with you. It was kind of cool though. It was like a nice, like, doesn't he say like airport fucking secure? Like, dude, that was fucking, yeah, that was funny. You need that comic relief. My number 2, and again, I know Bruce gonna get mad at me because I counted as 1 and 2. This is part 1 and 2. I watch them together, so it counts. And I know Bruce is gonna see this coming. Emily Blunt, Quiet Place, 1 and 2. No, it was basically one of my first horror movies where I actually went in excited and watched the movie scared but excited, and probably the only one that I watched scared and excited. I'm ready for Quiet Place day 1. I will be there day 1, and I am a huge Quiet Place nerd, and it's probably that's why I said alien movie, because they're considered aliens technically, thanks to Quiet Place 2. We know they came from an asteroid. It is so suspenseful, and if you watched it in the theater, you know what I'm talking about. No one wanted to eat their popcorn in Quiet Place 1. No one wanted to make, dude, it was like, you couldn't make sure. Yeah, you couldn't even eat your popcorn, dude. It was like, until like they started like, I think towards the end when they were making noise, that's when everybody started eating barely. And then Quiet Place 2, they purposely made noise so people could eat in their movie theater. I don't know if you saw that. Like, they purposely made more action scenes so people could chew in their theater, which people hated. But I'm like, of course, people don't fucking appreciate anything. But I like the story for Quiet Place 2. If you don't know what it is, 1 or 2, it's basically these aliens who come on Earth. They cannot see, but they can hear everything. The whole movie is silent. And the main character, one of the characters that is actually dead for real life, and they use sign language to communicate. There's this gruesome scene where Emily Blunt steps on a nail and she's pregnant and she's trying not to scream. When she's giving birth, she's trying not to scream. Those are iconic moments. Like her scream when the fireworks pop to distract the aliens will go down in horror movie screams as iconic. I guarantee you, if I search on TikTok, like iconic horror movie screams edit, like the first 5, she'll be there. We'll see. But Quiet Place 1 and 2, cannot wait for part 1. I'm sorry, day 1. And Cliff Murphy in number 2 just absolutely is phenomenal. And then that's one of the reasons why he got Emily Blunt into Oppenheimer, was because of that movie. So you gotta give credit where credit is due. And the kids in that movie are cool. They're badass. And it's Jim from The Office. Who doesn't like Jim from The Office and Michael Bay directing it? Like, that's awesome. That's Jim from The Office writes it, Michael Bay directs it. Even better. Better thoughts?
Very good movie. That scene on the bridge with the little boy, like, it was like,
dude, like, I hate that kid, stupid kid. Or the sister was stupid too. She should just give him the fucking thing with no back. Like, whatever. Yeah, you know what? Like, that little kid, his death was in the movie theater. I remember this girl next to me. She was crying. And I'm like, really? Like, you don't even know this kid. Like, we don't even know his name. But yeah, she was crying, and everybody felt the suspense when the noise was made. Everybody was like, yeah, you can't beat that. That's one of those things where you can't relive that on the audience. So good. And I have it in DVD. I had to. Had to.
All right. My number 2, although should be like an Anthony where it's attached to something, but I'm going to leave it singular. It's going to be Evil Dead 2, Dead by Dawn, 1987. Story about Ash Williams and his girlfriend go up to a cabin for a romantic weekend, and they're like, oh, it's okay, you know, this cabin's abandoned. We're going to have a good weekend, you know, and they go searching around the cabin, and he finds this book and this tape, and this researcher is saying, hey, I found this book, and it's a book of the dead, and if I'm going to read these incantations. And then he realizes that once he reads incantations, the dead start coming back to life, not as zombies, but as demons in a dead body. Very good. Started the trope of cabin in the woods.
Yep.
You know, the first one movie did it, but the second one, it's complicated, but they had to redo it from the first one because it's started like they wanted to continue like making a bigger story about it. But like, I remember even Zach Kreger, director Barbarian, said like, oh yeah, Evil Dead 2, iconic movie. And it's a very iconic on a lot of people's lists.
Yep.
Very gory. And it's got some Sam Raimi fun. I love Sam Raimi. First thing I saw was Spider-Man as a little boy. Then got older, watched Evil Dead, fell in love with it. I loved everything he's done.
Yep.
Darkman to Drag Me to Hell.
Doctor Strange?
Evil Dead. Huh?
Doctor Strange?
Yeah, Doctor Strange. People shit on that movie.
It's good.
Love
the most fucking MCU movies now.
Yeah. I'm watching Doctor Strange 10 times over the Eternals, but that's just me.
Amen. Fuck, you are stupid sometimes, honestly. Yeah, Sam Raimi really did start it all. And you gotta give it credit. Cabin in the Woods, like you did mention, inspired a lot of movies. I know it inspired my next movie, and I already know Brunner knows what it is. And you gotta give credit where credit is due. What about 3? You don't give credit 3? Just one.
The Dead by Dawn. No, not Dead by Dawn. Army of Darkness. No. It was kind of dumb. I think Evil Dead 2 is better by itself.
Very true. Very true. All right. Well, that's good. That's good. Evil Dead 2, number 2. Where's this make sense there? My number 1, and again, people are probably gonna hate on it and shit on it. And Brunner might, but he might not. Evil Dead Rise.
Really?
It's my favorite. Out of all the horror movies, yeah, I could go back and rewatch that movie 9 times, but like any times of the week. And I still haven't seen the original Evil Dead. People tell me it's much scarier, and I'm sure it is. But right now, for personal reasons, a movie I could go back and I have a DVD and I have it on my phone and I could just go back and rewatch it and have a good time, and I cannot wait to show people this movie at the moment is Evil Dead Rise 2023. That's the most recent one here, and besides When Evil Lurks. But I mean, I like it that much, dude. Like, I really do. I really did enjoy it. Like, I had a really blast. I saw it so many times in the theaters with my girlfriend, with Brunner, with Duffy. I think it was it was fun.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna fight you with it because I love Evil Dead. I almost thought about going to driving X amount of miles just to get the 4K Ultra HD Special Edition version because there's only one left at a certain store in another state. But
wow,
yeah, you know, big Evil Dead fan, seen all of them. If you want to watch classics, I would recommend Evil Dead 2 because the first one is very like campy 1970s horror. Love the story, love the backstory, great story, but great backstory on the first one. But they tried to reboot it again, Evil Dead, with I think in 2013. Not a fan of it. I did not like it at all. I thought it was stupid. Like, I'm screaming at the characters like, what are you doing? Stop. Where Evil Dead, you know, when it happens, it's more natural. Where this and that. But, you know, like, the character was so selfish. Like, quick rundown of the first Evil Dead reboot. So they take this girl to their cabin in the woods. It's their parents' cabin who are divorced. And she's an addict, Mia, the homegirl with the red dress. And she's an addict, so they're like, we're gonna take her, we're gonna do an intervention, we're gonna get her clean. So she fights it, and then one of the homies, like idiot, reads the Book of the Dead, and then unleashes the horror, and then like the girl gets possessed. She's the first one to get possessed, the meth addict girl, and then she like literally fights the people in it just to leave, like punches like her brother, and then like gets in the Jeep, takes off, and then crashes, and then gets even more possessed. And it was just dumb. I didn't like it at all. All right, number one is my number one pick. I have a very interesting story about this movie. It's going to be Insidious 1, 2010.
Wow. I should have saw this coming when I didn't hear Insidious in the top 5. Damn, I knew it was going to be on his list. I didn't know it was going to be on 1. That's crazy.
I love this movie so much. I think the first time I saw this movie, I used to have a plug. My brother, I think it was like his friend's mom. She used to do bootlegs. She used to make bootleg movies like on, where you would write in Sharpie the name of the movie.
I have those. I have one right now. I bet you I could find one too.
But that was the first time I saw it. It was like a very good version. And like it just scared me. Like it traumatized me. And I feel like a little connected to this movie because I feel like I was Dalton because I saw it when I was very young. And like, because I used to have these like insane dreams, these like crazy dreams where I was like, something would happen and then, but like it never happened. And then, so like, that's what I felt like. I felt like I was going to another place. And then also the dad, I don't know if who else can relate, but I have never seen a picture of my dad when he was little. I've never in my life. I've never seen a picture. Not one picture. And in the movie, they realized, they're like, oh, how come like dad doesn't have any baby pictures? That's because a fucking demon was haunting the dad when he was a little boy, just like Dalton. So I was like, I've never seen young pictures of my dad. Am I going into the further? But red-faced demon scared the shit out of me. That scene where they're all sitting at the dinner table and the grandma's describing, she's like, oh yeah, I had a dream. And I went into Dalton's room and there was like a figure, and then like you see, and all you hear is like twigs crinkling and breaking as like the fingers are moving. And then he's like, what do you want? And then he points to the little boy. And I was like, oh. And then that fucking cut where it was so good, where like Patrick Warburton, I think he's wearing like a dark red shirt, and then there's like a light blue picture in back of him to like emphasize the contrast of the red-faced demon's face, who looks like Darth Maul.
Yeah,
I know he looks like Darth Maul. It's a joke. I even call him Darth Maul.
Yeah, Darth Maul.
But it's so good. He was so terrifying.
He was.
And every time like I hear, like when I was looking, like, and I hear creaks, I'm like, are those the demons in the further? Are they at my house? And then like that scene where the mom walks up the stairs to go check on the baby, and then there's like a face in the window, and then just like a loud whatever that the sound effect they use, like it sounds like a piano is being thrown down the stairs. That
yeah, dude.
But it's so good.
What do you think of Ant Farm in Insidious 3?
Ant Farm in Insidious 3, not a fan. Insidious 2 was good, but it was goofy because I liked that the reveal of the woman who was stalking the dad was actually a man. He was a serial killer. And the reason why he did that because his mother was so abusive to him, and he wanted to live his life as a little boy again. But he was a fucking serial killer. That's like, oh yeah, the person who was fucking haunting you was fucking John Wayne Gacy. It was fucking Ted Bundy. It was Jeffrey Dahmer who was haunting the dad. And it was insane. And like they go to his house and there's all those victims. But Insidious 1 terrified me as a kid. And like I saw the newest one, the last one, Insidious 5, Insidious 7, or whatever it was, where like closes the book on the family. It was okay. I liked it but I'm biased because like I love the family. and it did callbacks to the first ones, but it was okay. It could have been better, but Insidious 1, my all-time favorite movie, where it's a family who's living normal family, and then the kid hits his head trying to get something in the attic. They're just moving to a new home.
What's Insidious
and
4?
Then the son doesn't wake up, and then doctors can't find anything wrong, and it turns out it's a demon. Even though I saw a video where this film is basically Poltergeist, which just it's a lot like Poltergeist, but it does its own thing, and directed by Saw director James Wan.
Dude, what the fuck's Insidious 4?
Insidious 4 is the one where it's a prequel where they go to Elise's family.
Really?
Yes, I know all of them. The last key is, it's Elise's family.
Wow. So, Ant Farm is 3.
That one is also, Ant Farm is 3.
Ant Farm is 3, and then 4, Elise's family. So it continues from 3, right? Like after 3, she's investigating, and then she goes to 4, and then last key, she's already dead at this point, right?
It's a prequel before she dies.
Really?
Just like how Insidious 3 was a prequel.
Oh, I'm sorry, not 4, 5. I forgot there's fucking 5.
Oh, 5 is a direct sequel to number 2.
Okay. Does that have the same cast?
Fucking stupid.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it has the same cast. Everybody's back.
Wow, it does. Wow, I gotta go watch it then. That's crazy. I gave up after 3.
I gave up. Yeah, I've seen all of them. I should have given up a long time ago.
Yeah,
but
you're right.
That's our list.
That is our list
to finish off Halloween.
Thank you, Bert.
FNAF to be determined.
I'm gonna just give a shout out to it because I know one of our members would have put it on the list. Thank you very much. Let us know what movies we need to watch, what horror movies you want to watch, what horror movies inspired you, what we need to watch now. We need a Brunner reaction to When Evil Lurks.
I'm surprised you didn't put Walking Deceased on your list.
Oh, so you do know what it is. Okay. I was going to.
Because we talked about we had it in a list a long time ago.
Yeah, Walking Deceased is funny as fuck, bro. It's a good movie. Fucking movie. I don't even get me started on that one. But yeah, let us know. Anything else, Burger?
No, that's it.
Yeah, thank you, of course. Thank you for everything. Thank you for the edits. Thank you for the likes. Thank you.